Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are talking Scream 5. So if you are new to my channel or just here for this video and you're not aware, I love Scream. It is my favorite horror film, favorite franchise. You can't really tell, but I do have a bunch of Scream decor up. I have this ghost face tattoo. First horror tattoo. So yes, I absolutely love this franchise. Those of you who are returning subscribers already know that. So there's not a whole lot of information about the film out yet. But there is, I feel like, some important information. So I did just want to make a video for you guys, kind of giving my opinion on some of the information that we have so far. So I know that the first big piece of information is that David Arquette has officially signed on to return as Dewey, which I am really excited about. He's the first of the three main actors' characters to be confirmed in this. I know that Neve Campbell is currently in talks to return as Sydney. It just hasn't been officialized yet, but I'm really hoping that it does get officialized soon, because I feel like you cannot have this franchise without having Neve Campbell, without having Sydney. Obviously, no one else could play her, and I don't know what they would do with her character if she does not sign on. So, fingers crossed, here is hoping. I do, of course, hope that Courtney Cox returns as Gale. I know that her and David Arquette are sadly no longer together in real life, but they have maintained a friendship, so I'm hoping that their characters will be able to continue going into this fifth film, because I'm not sure what they would do without her character either. I feel like all three of them are very much important to this film. I also know that this is being directed by the same people that did Ready or Not. I believe they also have a hand in writing it as well. I actually have not seen Ready or Not yet, so now I feel like I definitely need to sit down and watch that. But from what I've heard, a lot of people love this film, and I know that Lee from Drum Dums did a video as well talking about Scream 5, so make sure you check that out. And he said that he felt like they were the perfect people to do this film, that film has a very good combination of comedy as well as gore, slasheriness. That is everything that Scream is, so I'm hoping that they can do a really good job, because as we, all know, unfortunately, Wes Craven, who was the original director of all the last 4 films, has passed away. So I did have, of course, mixed feelings about another film coming out without Wes, but I hope that it is going to be in good hands with these directors, even though I don't think I've seen anything that they do. So I'm being very hopeful, because people seem to be excited about that news. Now, as for the writer, Williamson wrote 3 of the previous Scream films, and he is not returning as a writer for this one, unfortunately, but he is going to be an executive producer. So I have spoken in the past that if there was going to be a Scream 5 film, that obviously people who were involved in the previous films would still be involved in this. Disappointing that he is not writing, but it is still exciting that he is going to be a producer on this and still have a hand in it. So hopefully he will be able to kind of guide the writers in the right direction with this film. It is, so far what we know is, I think I messed up in mentioning it, but it's writers for Ready or Not, as well as the writer for Zodiac, one of the writers for Zodiac, which I actually love that movie. So to me, that's really exciting. Obviously, I think it would be great if Kevin was writing the film, but still very happy that he is having a hand in the film. Another thing that Lee actually mentioned in his video is that they are supposed to be starting filming very soon. One source that I read said possibly in the fall, so Lee was very hopeful that the film could come out next year, 2021, which I would be so happy about. Obviously, the sooner the better the film comes out, so I'm really hopeful if, you know, all the ducks get in a row within the next couple of months or so, that the film could come out next year, which would be so amazing. That's one of the things that I am really excited about with this film, no matter what, is the fact that I am going to get to see a Scream film on screen in a theater. That's really what I'm most excited about. Like, no matter what news we really get, unless Neve Campbell backs out, that would be the only thing that I'd be sad about. But no matter what news we get, I'm still gonna go see this film. So I am that's one of the main things I'm really excited about, is getting to see it in theaters, and I do hope that it gets to come out next year. And as far as other people returning goes, I know that Matthew Lillard and Jamie Kennedy both mentioned that they would be down to return for these franchises. I don't see Jamie Kennedy really being able to return because obviously Randy's death was confirmed, which is heartbreaking. But so the only way I could really see him returning is if they kind of do it the route that they did within the third film, where he is like a pre-recorded tape or something, but they've already done that, so I don't really know. Like, obviously I love Randy and I love Jamie Kennedy, but I don't really see how bringing his character into this would be helpful at all, or make any sense within the film. So sorry, don't be angry, but this is my feelings about it. And of course I love Matthew Lillard as well. And there have been, you know, rumors in the past with films that his character was supposed to come back. That he, you know, at one point, I believe it was the third film, he was supposed to be like doing everything behind bars, either the second or third, I don't recall, but one of those he was supposed to be kind of like potentially doing everything behind bars, and that got nixed. But again, like, I would be excited. I think it would be interesting. People have said that it'd be interesting for him to be a killer again, but I don't know. I feel like he was a killer in the first film. One of the interesting things about this franchise is the fact that each film, it's a different killer. So I think bringing back somebody that was already a killer would be, I don't know. But I do think it would be interesting, maybe they take his route as him trying to redeem himself a little. I mean, you have that scene in the first one where Sydney tells him that he's called the police, and he says, oh, my parents are gonna be so mad at me. And so I think it would be interesting if maybe if he did survive somehow and he is in prison, that maybe he reaches out to Sydney to try to help, or, you know, try to figure out who's doing it. Maybe for some odd reason he gets released from prison, who knows. I think it would be interesting route to go that way, as him maybe trying to like redeem himself instead of being a killer, since he already was. Of course, I would love for any of these people to come back, but you do have to think about whether or not it would make sense in the fifth film. One person that I do really want to come back that has always been rumored as potentially being a character that's still alive since the fourth film, even Wes Craven himself confirmed on Twitter, obviously before his death, a long time ago, that you never actually see Kirby die. Those of you who aren't new here know I love Kirby. I did a whole photo shoot on Instagram dedicated to her for Women in Horror Month. She has obviously been a continued fan favorite, and I would love to see her character come back. In that Instagram post, I did her as if she was the killer in Scream 5, so I think that could be an interesting route, is if Kirby came back to try and seek revenge. Obviously, you know, she loved Sydney. She kind of was a defensive character for Sydney in Scream 4. I mean, she kind kind of made some jokes here and there, but she says she's the reason I love horror films. So I think it would be interesting for her to almost get killed at no fault of her own. Really no victim's fault of their own throughout this franchise, but I think it would be interesting for her to maybe come back and try to seek revenge on Sydney, because as we all know, poor Sydney gets lashed out even when shit is not her fault. So I'm definitely interested to see what kind of route they take. I mean, we've done the relative connection to Sydney a few times. We've obviously done revenge several times. We've had killers that are just in it for the fame. So I think that having a killer that's not necessarily related to Sydney but is seeking revenge would be fun to have again. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Scream 5. I did actually post to Instagram. I should have posted it earlier, but I did post just asking for some people's thoughts. One person said, can't wait to see it. And another person said, I'm all for it if they go the route of the new Star Wars trilogy by killing off all of the original cast, which I definitely think would be an interesting route. I personally feel like this should be the last Scream film. I know, but we all know franchises can get overdone. Scream has done a really good job of pacing itself out, obviously. I mean, the first three came pretty quickly, but I mean, the fourth didn't come out for a while. It's been a while since the fourth film came out, but I do still think that it would be best if this was the last film in the franchise. So I think killing off the entire original cast, the original three, would definitely be an interesting way to do it. I know some people have talked about the potential of killing off those three and segueing into a whole new generation of Scream. Obviously, the TV shows kind of created their own, but if they were to continue on with different characters for a whole new set of Screams after this one, that could definitely be an interesting route to take as well, though I don't know how I feel about it, because I love my girl Sydney, and I just think she's so important. So I don't really want to see her die, but it would definitely be an interesting route. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the news that we have so far. What are you wanting out of Scream 5? Are you excited? Are you about it? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below, and I will definitely respond to them. And as more news comes out, obviously I will continue to make more content on this. But like I said, either way, I'm excited for a new Scream. I'm excited to get to see one in theaters, and that's all I've got so far. So if you did enjoy this, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more horror-related content. Before I go, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you want to know the perks to being a Patreon, links are in the description below, along with all of my other social media. And I will see you guys again later with another video. Bye!